Okay, in this video we are going to analyze the pound dollar. It is 11:46. It's Wednesday the 26th of August 2020 and this is Trade Your Way. So let's crack on. This is the daily chart. You can see the range. We've had this massive sell-off in March due to the pandemic, then we've slowly been climbing, and we've had this beautiful move up, just sitting on that 76.4 key fib, the last major fib that I always have on my charts. That looking at, you see the price just consolidated, and we've had these last few weeks where it's just been summer holiday price action. You can see previous structure, key area, key supply zone. It just keeps bouncing off that area, which the high of that is around 132.50. Pound dollar does like that 132.50 area. Let's drill straight down to a 1 hour time frame so we can see this in a little bit more detail, what's currently happening as of now. So you see, you recall we had this move down and we had a U pivot, so U-shaped pivot all the way back up to that 50 area, 132.54, tested it, then it dropped. So we shorted here the other day, we made some money on that. Then we waited for the retrace up, came up, and we talked about this yesterday in the stop loss hunting and manipulation in terms of price action. Shorted that again. That was a good 70 pip range. Took about 40 something I think off that one. Not bad. We've got this mini trend line resistance which was tested, and today has broken through and it's threatening to go higher. We've come in to sort of test that previous structure. If you look left on the chart, you can see here key area at the moment around 131.50 area. Currently looking at shorting this and have a small position on short with only a 25 pip stop, so we're basically short here off that 50%, and we've just got a stop loss just around here at the moment. The idea being that this is going to curl back down into the mix and remain, range bound and bearish, and maybe even go down and finally test the 130 area. However, the bigger picture does tell us that it has the legs to explode on up, and so if it does manage to break above this area, where you can see it's tested it once, twice, and then for about 4 hours so far just sat consolidating. So it's the third time, but within this third time testing it numerous times over the last hour. If it does break this, it's a very small risk trade. I will consider then taking long, so I am open to that. At the moment I'm just using the resistance to dictate my trade and my entry. So I've shorted it here because it's at the a key level, halfway mark, so looking for another little drop back down. Like I say, if it does break, then we'll look for 132 as the first upside target, because my 76.4 is at 132.07. So I want to just aim for 132. That will give it a nice 7 pip cushion, because it takes into account maybe a lack of liquidity. Then above that we're looking at 132.50 previous structure, and then we'd be looking for the extension level, which is at 133.09, or 127.2 is at 133.09. So that would be my T2 at around 133. So 132 and 133. Obviously there's a midpoint, 132.50 retesting. So if we apply the 3 option rule, this would be the second option. So first option is to hit one of these fibs and drop, which is why we've taken this trade at the 50. Second option would be to see it retrace fully again and pivot again to the 50%, to the 100%, full 100% retrace. The third option would be for it to break up, make a new high, 133. So if it does all of that and goes bullish, then 133 for intraday movement is good. But ultimately then we'd be looking at that 135 retest, which you saw on the high time frames. If I just show you that there, that's pretty much what we're looking at. You can see that the 135 was the high, the last swing high, and we're basically saying that we're just going to go all the way back up there. Ultimately, if it does fail within this current range of consolidation, then we expect to see another little drop down and maybe retest previous structure, test where it broke out from originally, so which would take us down to about 127 to 128, $1.27, $1.28 to the downside. So I mean, that's what we're looking at for the pound at the moment, and we are just watching on our pro indicators. We had a signal to go short from yesterday's daily move up, so we're following that at the moment, but nothing's confirmed, and we're just sitting and consolidating. As you can see, it's all got that bullish tint on it, so wouldn't be surprised if it did start to fly back up and have another stab at retesting the highs. And if it does that, I will look for some long opportunity. But at the moment, because it's moved and it's stopped at the 50%, I'm looking for it to fail and maybe drop back for a decent move back down to maybe 131 and below.